Hi everyone. I'm doing a bit of a different video today, where I will be just answering some questions or talking about my interests while you can see me do some drawing on the screen. This is like if you want to put it on the background, if you want to watch me draw, whatever, that's fine. I'm just gonna talk, I guess. The reason I'm making this kind of video is because it's not that hard to make, and I wanted to post something because this other video that I'm working on is taking much longer than I thought I was going to do. So that's why I'm doing this kind of video now. So I'll just get straight into like the questions I wanted to talk about. So, I thought I'd just talk about what I'm currently doing at school. One of the things I'm currently doing at school is we're working on making an advertisement. So we've gotten a product from this advertisement, these advertising people, right, who came in and was talking about how to make advertisements, and then they talked to us about what to do and what our product was going to be. So we're going to hold a pitch next week. We're going to get some more guidance from the teachers. We're currently working on one of our ideas, so that's interesting. We're also working on the script for our short film that we're going to be making after the advertisement. So that's a lot. It's a lot of interesting stuff. I really like doing work and doing school. And for the ad, I'm gonna be the producer, and for the short film, I'm gonna be behind the camera. So I'm gonna be the cameraman for that. On to another thing I just wanted to talk about because I thought that'd be fun. I want to talk about what films I want to win the different Oscar categories. And these won't be predictions. They're gonna be what I want to win, you know? What if I could choose who won the Oscars, this would be it, you know? And yeah. So let's just get into it. Let's start with actors in a leading role. So the nominees are Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Colman Domingo for Rustin, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, and Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. I've seen The Holdovers and Oppenheimer here. And I'm going to be honest, yes, I really loved Paul Giamatti in The Holdovers. But if it's my personal opinion, so I'm going to go for Cillian Murphy, who I also do think will win actor in a leading role. I think he's going to take it home for Oppenheimer. I really do. And then we have actor in a supporting role. So the nominees are Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction, Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling for Barbie, and Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. Out of these, I think personally, I really do want Mark Ruffalo to take it home. But I think that one second. I think that it's gonna be Robert Downey Jr. I predict that it's gonna be Robert Downey Jr. I also want Robert Downey Jr. to take the Oscar home, even though I think Mark Ruffalo also really deserves it. I think it's gonna be Robert Downey Jr. and I want it to be Robert Downey Jr. So, yeah. And then we have actress in a leading role. So the nominees are Annette Bening in Naiad, Lily Gladstone in Killers of the Flower Moon, Sandra Hüller in Anatomy of a Fall, Carey Mulligan in Maestro, and Emma Stone in Poor Things. I want both Sandra Hüller and Emma Stone to get the Oscars. Yeah, I think I want Emma Stone to take it home. I think she's also going to. Like, I think that's for sure gonna happen, in my personal opinion. So it's also a prediction, but I want Emma Stone to get the Oscar for actress in a leading role. Now, actress in a supporting role. The nominees are Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple, America Ferrera for Barbie, Jodie Foster for Naiad, and Davine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. I want Davine to win. I want Davine to get actress in a supporting role. I think she was wonderful in The Holdovers. I loved every single scene she was in. She was really great. So I want Davine to get for The Holdovers. The animated feature film is the next one. And the nominees are The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Nimona, Robert Dreams, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. There are 2 movies on here that I really want. Like, I'd be fine with either winning. And for me, that's Nimona and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I know The Boy and the Heron has gotten so much praise, but it's won so many awards. And I really, really, really want Nimona or Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse to win the Oscars for animated feature film. Both of them deserve it a whole lot. So that's my opinion on that. Next category is cinematography. So the nominees are El Conde, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. I think Oppenheimer should get cinematography. I think it already won cinematography for the BAFTAs. It won the BAFTAs for cinematography. But I love how Oppenheimer is shot so much. So I really wanted to win cinematography too. Costume design. Nominees are Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. I'm gonna say my prediction and the one I want to win is the same because it's Poor Things. The costume design in Poor Things is incredible. Like, wow, it's incredible. And then we have directing, in which the nominees are Anatomy of a Fall, Justine Triet, Killers of the Flower Moon with Martin Scorsese, Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan, Poor Things with Yorgos Lanthimos, and The Zone of Interest with Jonathan Glazer. Here, I think Christopher Nolan's going to take it from me. He's one of my favorite directors of all time. Sorry, I just had to yawn a bit. Yeah, Christopher Nolan is one of my favorite directors of all time. And he deserves all the love for the way he directs, and I think he should win the Oscar. And then we have documentary feature film. I'm going to skip over this one because I haven't seen any of these, and I feel like that would be unfair to do that. I'm also going to skip over documentary short film. I'm going to go straight to film editing. And the nominees are Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. In this one, The Holdovers is going to take film editing for me. I think the way The Holdovers just looks and feels and the editing in it is wonderful. I think it's super underrated in the film editing aspect. I've literally almost only seen people talk about Oppenheimer and Poor Things when it comes to specifically film editing. So I'm going to say The Holdovers on this one. International feature film. I can't say much on this one because I haven't seen any of them. I really want to see Society of the Snow, Perfect Days, and The Zone of Interest, but I haven't seen any of them yet. Makeup and hairstyling. The nominees are Golda, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and Society of the Snow. I'm gonna go with the same thing here. I think Poor Things should take makeup and hairstyling. Both the costume design and the makeup and hairstyling in Poor Things is wonderful and so good. So that's what takes that one for me. And then we have something that I'm very passionate about, the music, aka original score. So, the nominees are American Fiction with Laura Cartman, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, John Williams, Killers of the Flower Moon with Robbie Robertson, Oppenheimer with Ludwig Göransson, and Poor Things with Jerskin Fendrix. I want to say, in this case, I think the fact that Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse with Daniel Pemberton, the fact that that score is not on the nominees here, I find so sad, because it's definitely better than some of these on here, in my opinion. But I think Oppenheimer, out of these ones, I think Oppenheimer is definitely the better score. For music, I'm gonna say, nominees for original song. The nominees for original song are The Fire Inside from Flaming Hot, I'm Just Ken from Barbie, It Never Went Away from American Symphony, I don't know how to say Wazaze, A Song for My People from Killers of the Flower Moon, and What Was I Made For from Barbie. What Was I Made For is the best song on here. It's just, it captures so much, and it's a wonderful song, and I think it should win a regional song for sure. Best Picture. The nominees are American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. I feel like I'm going to say something controversial here. Because I know it's either going to be Oppenheimer or Poor Things that is going to win Best Picture. Out of this list, Maestro is the one that doesn't deserve to be on here. Because Maestro is Oscar bait. We all know it. Past Lives is one of the best films on here. I liked Past Lives more than I liked Barbie. And I liked it about the same amount as I liked The Holdovers. Like, Past Lives and The Holdovers were wonderful, wonderful experiences. But out of how much I liked the movie, it's gonna be Oppenheimer, actually. That's not controversial at all. But I was gonna say, like, I know Oppenheimer or Poor Things is gonna win, so therefore I want to pick, for my own personal pick, I want to pick Past Lives. Because it was a wonderful, wonderful movie, and I want to go back and experience that in the cinema again. Holy shit, I was ruined after that. Wonderful movie. Truly, truly amazing. So, next one is production design. The nominees are Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. For this one, I'm going to say Barbie. I think the production design for Barbie was wonderful. And it deserves a lot of credit for what it did, and how much Barbie, when it came out, was just all over the place. None of the other movies on this list did that. just like Barbie did. And the production design is wonderful, so I really want Barbie to win that one. I'm gonna skip over animated short film. I'm gonna skip over live action short film. I'm gonna go straight to sound. So the sound nominees are The Creator, Maestro, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, Oppenheimer, and The Zone of Interest. I think, in all honesty, Oppenheimer is going to win this one because the sound quality and the sound production in Oppenheimer was amazing. But if I could, because I really liked the sound design in Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, I'm going to say Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. I think how they worked with sound on that movie was really, really well done. Visual effects. The nominees are The Creator, Godzilla Minus One, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, and Napoleon. Immediately, I'm going to go straight to saying I want Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 to win this one. I think it really deserves it, and the visual effects in it were amazing. I think all of these, except Napoleon, in my personal opinion, have wonderful visual effects. I just don't care for Napoleon, I'm gonna be honest, so I don't see it. But all the other ones are great, like wonderfully made, so they all deserve it. But like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, in my personal opinion, is the one that should win. Here we have writing, adapted screenplay. So the nominees are American Fiction, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. For adapted screenplay, honestly, my pick isn't even on this list. My pick is All of Us Strangers, but it wasn't nominated. So, I'm gonna go for, out of these, oh, this one's hard. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go for Oppenheimer. I think it's so wonderfully done. Yeah, Oppenheimer. And then we have writing original screenplay. And the nominees are Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Maestro, May December, and Past Lives. I want Past Lives to win original screenplay. I think Past Lives was so beautifully written, and it really truly deserves that Oscar in original screenplay. So, those are my Oscar picks for this year. So next, I wanted to talk about. I was thinking of doing some of my go-to film recommendations. And when I say that, I mean like. Yeah, if you'd ask me for a film recommendation, what would I say? Not depending on if anybody's seen it or not, just what would I say? And then this personal opinion, I'm going to go for, my first pick would probably be, I think it always is Inception, because Inception is one of my favorite movies of all time. It is my favorite movie of all time. But if we're gonna move away from Inception, Dead Poet Society for sure is one. How to Train Your Dragon probably would also be one of them. This is hard, actually. Let's do two more. I'm going to say, oh, Jesus, this is hard. Stand By Me, I think. And Jesus. Oh my God, wait. Okay, yeah, I did some soul searching. I'm gonna say I'm gonna do two more picks. I'm gonna do La Haine, and Another Round. I think those are my like picks if somebody were to ask me for recommendations. I was also thinking to challenge myself a bit when I said if I were to recommend one show, which one would it be? But then I remembered that it's not really that challenging because I would say Hannibal because it's my favorite show of all time. But then I also realized or remembered that there's not a lot of people who can tackle that amount of gore that is in Hannibal. So, if I were to recommend a show that's less gory, even though like a lot of my favorite shows have quite a bit of blood in them and like aren't rated PG, This Is Going to Hurt and The Magicians and Criminal Minds and Supernatural and all of these, they're not as gory as Hannibal is, but they do have their fair amounts of blood and stuff. And then I try to think about what else would I recommend. And I think I would recommend The Bear. It's just a really, really well done, well thought through show. All of the actors and actresses in that show are so good at what they do, and they deserve all the love, all of it. They're so wonderful, all of them. And like especially Ayo and Jeremy, I think those two completely amazing actors. And yeah, I'm just blown away by The Bear, so I think I'd recommend The Bear. To end this little video that I've made here, I'm going to go through some of my favorite actors and actresses. I've already named two of them, being Ayo Edebiri and Jeremy Allen White. But I'm also going to mention Paul Mescal. I think I adore everything he's in, and I think he's a wonderful, wonderful actor, and I can't wait to see more of what he does in the future. And on the theme of Paul Mescal, I'm also going to say Andrew Scott. I think he also is a wonderfully underrated actor. So I'm excited to see more of his stuff too, even though he's a bit older. My last pick for favorite actor is going to be Ben Whishaw. I think he also is super underrated. I think he's wonderful in the James Bond movies as Q. I think he's great as Paddington. He's insanely good in This Is Going to Hurt. So I really want to see more of him too, even though he doesn't seem to have that much. I don't know. I've been a little bit out of the loop recently when it comes to him, but I think he's wonderful, and I love his stuff. We are nearing the end here, so I wanted to say thank you so much for listening. Whatever way you consume this, I appreciate you loads. Feel free to send me or comment what your Oscar predictions are, what movies you think were snubbed. Personally, I thought The Iron Claw. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.